What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Today we have a really exciting interview with another YouTuber, so make sure you stay tuned to find out more. Hey Fanatics family, welcome back. As always, check out those links in the description. Today, as I mentioned, we have got Captain Chocolate Cake, otherwise known as Joanna, from the Captain Chocolate Cake YouTube channel. She has kindly said that she will come on and answer some questions, maybe getting her to open up a little bit more about her fish keeping in general, stuff that you haven't heard before. If you want to, please head over to her channel. I'm going to link it down below. She's also got a really nice Instagram page with lots of daily content, and she is far better than me at Instagram, and she has done some amazing reels and amazing videos on there. So I'm going to also link that down below. For the early subscribers that subscribed ages ago, you will have noticed this is our second video, and I'm also going to link that down below as well, or maybe I'll put it up here or here. So right now I'm going to get Joanna on the screen, and she's going to be answering the questions. So Joanna, firstly, could you just introduce yourself? And the questions I've got for you first are, how did you get into fish keeping? What was your first setup? And also, how did you get into goldfish?
Hi, welcome back. If you see me first time, my name is Joanna and I run Captain Chocolate Cake Instagram page and also YouTube channel. I have been here before, so you can check my previous episode. It should be also linked here somewhere. So Chris sent me a list of questions to answer, and I feel that first three questions are quite close to each other, so I will try to answer them at once. I was exposed to so many fish during my childhood because of my dad, who was fish keeper. And initially he was running his own business and had fish office with all the tanks and setups, not just for fish but also for other aquatic animals. But it wasn't enough for him, and he started bringing fish tanks home. What is more, he also likes to go fishing, and he has even some successes. He's like international judge for fly fishing, and he likes to go fishing to the sea. So we had all the time fish at home, various of them. My mom wasn't very happy about that because my dad, especially before Christmas, was bringing carps at home. And whoever wanted to take a bath needed to take the carp out of the bath, then clean it, then take a shower, bath or whatever, and then clean it again and put the fish back in, and what was every day the same story. But in general, I was exposed to fish. That was something natural for me, and touching them or being around the fish, it was always with me. And when I moved to Ireland and got a job and rented a house, I wanted to introduce this hobby to my daughter as well. So we went to the pet shop. It was actually a spontaneous decision. She was like 2 years old at the time, and she was into nursery rhymes with all the fish, and obviously Peppa Pig also had a fish in a bowl, by the way. So we went to the pet shop. That was spontaneous decision, and I wanted some easy to keep betta fish or whatever. But she saw a fish tank, like dream fish tank for a 2 years old, plastic, fantastic, 15 liters, everything pink, and even mermaid sticker. So I was sure we are not leaving the shop without that tank. But we couldn't find any proper betta fish because they were like half dead. And the lady in the store said that, okay, this tank is actually perfect for 2 common goldfish. I didn't do my research. I started like most of us started, so we came back home with this little cute plastic tank and 2 common goldfish. We were also given like 2 bottles. One was with a beneficial bacteria and the other was with the conditioner. I didn't even read the instructions because I was so excited about our fish keeping journey just starting. I poured that into the tank, water, cold water straight from the tap. I put fish, and fish were actually very good choice because they were very hardy and they forgave us our all beginner mistakes. However, on the first day we decided to name those fish, so we were wondering if we have boys or girls. That actually helped those fish a lot, because after our initial research, it turned out that this tank is not appropriate for 2 common goldfish. So the next day we found ourselves on a journey 100 kilometers from home, traveling to buy our first big tank. And we kept those fish like for a couple of months, but they were too wild to mix with fancies, especially during breeding, so I rehomed them to a nice pond. Because of my personality, when I'm into something, I need to know everything about it. Like in every language I know, I need to do my research. So I started researching, and it was so fascinating that I'm here now, like with tons of fish tanks around, and producing videos on YouTube as well. But you know, I'm just a hobbyist as you, so I'm not any guru or anything like that. I just like to share my hobby with others.
Oh, that is really interesting and really nice for you to share that with the viewers. I'm sure they really appreciate you opening up and giving them a different perspective. So next up, what is your favourite goldfish variety?
So just as an introduction, I'm keeping 3 breeds at the moment, Ranchus, Ryukins and 1 single Demekin goldfish, which is like a mascot of my main tank downstairs, 550 liters. And he's like a floating ball of cuteness. It's like he's clueless about everything. But you know, my favorite ever breed is Ranchu. Why? Actually, for many reasons. Because as you know, there are different types of Ranchus, and in my opinion, Ranchus are like bridge between countries and cultures. Because every country which touched Ranchu and tried to develop it put a stamp on it, so they look so differently in each country. Like if you compare top view Ranchus like from Japan, or even Thai side view Ranchus with slightly flatter back and curved in different way than Chinese Ranchus, they are totally different fish and matching aesthetics of that country. But even if you check the standards for shows in UK, you will also see totally different fish. Ranchus are like very diverse fish and connect those countries, but for me personally they are often also interesting because I studied Oriental Studies. For me also they have a lot to do with culture of each country, or even like tiny little things like the small red dot on Ranchu head, which is a symbol of luck, shows us a lot of things about the countries. And for me, as Europeans cannot fully understand the breed, because we don't know all of those facts from culture or art which is associated, but that leads me also to doing tons of research, and I really love it. And my favorite Ranchu type personally are Chinese Ranchus. I keep most of my Ranchus are imports from China because they are round, I like them, and especially those white and black patterns are the best for me. I really love it. So water inks, cow Ranchus, and that's something which I like to keep.
Yeah, I have to say Ranchu is probably my favourite breed as well. They are just so cute and adorable and just so chubby as well. Maybe if there was something you could do differently, or if you were starting this hobby again, what would that be?
Actually, there is no such things. I take everything like a learning curve. Even if I make mistakes, I try not to do it again and take it as a lesson. But if I need to find anything I would do differently, maybe I wouldn't buy such a huge tank like my main tank, because I would prefer to have 2 smaller tanks to divide fish according to their personalities, maybe type, maybe even gender, and it's easier to stop the diseases. If you have big tank and it's quite heavily stocked and 1 sick fish enters or what gets sick, all of your fish may get sick. But if you have like 2 smaller tanks with different equipment, it's easier to not to cross-contaminate. So that would maybe the only thing I would do differently.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. It is a steep learning curve and it is good to experience all the different parts of the hobby, so I can totally understand that. However, I cannot agree with you on not liking to have a big tank, because I absolutely love big tanks, as you can see right next to me. So that is one point that I cannot agree with you on, Joanna. However, the next question I've got for you is, what is your dream setup? What would your dream setup be, maybe if you had infinity amount of money? Maybe if you're on Sims, for example, and you could build whatever you wanted to.
Dream setup. Yes, I have dream setup, and I may disclose you some bits of it. I'm planning to buy a house in the next 12, maybe 18 months, and for sure I will have my dream setup there. It's like very shallow tank, but wide and long, so it will be perfect for exposing beauty of ranches. They would just swim horizontally there. I have seen my dream tank actually on one Vietnamese YouTube channel. I don't understand the word, but it was so perfect, so I decided to have one on my own. But when I move, I also want to have a pond and maybe keep some stronger or hardier breeds all year round. We have quite mild winters here in Ireland, so I think they will be fine.
Wow, that sounds really cool, and I cannot wait to see that, and we will definitely be getting that on the channel once you've got your new house and you have that tank set up. That is going to be so awesome, and I can just imagine a huge shallow tank where you can view from the side, from the top. And also a pond would be absolutely great. As you know, I've got my pond outside. I've got the really hardy top view ranchie that are doing absolutely great in, and it's nice not to just have to worry about them too much. So I can definitely agree with you on the pond as well. So my next question for you is, what is the silliest piece of advice someone has ever given to you or someone has ever told you?
Maybe not advice, but since I started growing my Instagram and like some of the videos went viral, I had multiple people come in and commenting, and the funny thing is, like there is under one video there are comments like, "Oh no, your fish are too fat, please stop overfeeding them," and the next comment is, "Why your fish are so skinny, please feed them more." So it's interesting to see how two different people see the reality in two different ways. But in general, if I need to talk about comments, I would make a suggestion for everybody to just filter information, especially on Facebook groups. As you know, if anybody asks for help, there will be like 20 advice, and 19 of them would be like incorrect or just partially correct. So you need to do your own research. Talking and advising other people is always good, but I have the impression that many people just think that if you have perfect water quality, your fish will never ever get sick, which is partially true. It helps fish not to get sick, but sometimes there are other things like parasitic infections, bacteria, viruses, etc. So please do your own research and don't listen every advice on the internet, because not everybody may be right.
Yeah, totally agree with you on that one. It is amazing at the huge amount of conflicting advice we do see on the internet. And I give advice just like Joanna does as well. So don't just listen to us, always make sure you do your own research, because multiple people providing research provides you with a good understanding of the topic. And Joanna, as you said, I can totally agree with that, and that is really, really good advice against people giving you some of the bad advice. But it is quite funny to hear about your stories of the comments with people giving conflicting advice straight under each other. But that is just the fish hobby and the world we live in. So the next question is, what is the craziest thing that your fish keeping or your goldfish hobby has led you to do?
We were traveling from Turkey to Ireland, and instead of taking direct plane, I convinced my whole family to make a stopover in Netherlands just to go to fancy goldfish store. And we ended up spending whole day in Netherlands just to go there. And we caught COVID somewhere on the way and spent next 2 weeks in the beds because it hit us so hard. But it was well worth it.
Oh no, that is crazy. I can't believe that. But I'm so jealous that you got to go to the fancy goldfish store. That is absolutely awesome, even if you did get the COVID. But as you said, it was well worth it, and that is absolutely awesome. really cool to hear that story, and hopefully one day I will be able to go there myself as well. Now we've got the final question. Could you maybe let the viewers know what your future fish keeping plans are? Maybe if you've got some ideas for the future, as I said, or what sort of route you'd like to go down, maybe if there's a specific way you want to take your fish keeping or your goldfish keeping. So could you maybe elaborate a little bit on that?
As I said, I want to move in the nearest future if I find the proper house. So for sure I want to have proper fish room. For now, fish tanks and fish equipment is everywhere. So I want to keep it in one place. So I will convert garage to fish room and studio, or I will have outside building, especially for keeping fish. So that's my biggest plan, biggest dream, not just mine, but also my family, because like this house is very, very loud because of all the equipment, all the air pumps. As you see, I'm using a lot of bubbles in all of my tanks, except of 3 tanks with goldfish at the moment. I'm also keeping shrimps, and I have tank ready for fry when I want to breed, so that's everything everywhere. So yes, I want to have studio and fish room at the same place. I may try with different breeds as well, however ranchos will be always in my heart because I find them the cutest.
Wow, that sounds really incredible. I can't wait to see your fish room plans, or your building maybe in the garden but full of goldfish. That is going to be absolutely awesome, and that I'm sure you are going to share all of that process and all of that journey on your channel. So guys, make sure you do head down into that description and check out her channel. Make sure you check out Joanna's channel, because I'm sure she's going to be documenting all of that process in, as you said, in the next 12 to 18 months, maybe a bit longer, and that is going to be absolutely awesome, and I'm definitely going to be following that as well, because I cannot wait to see it. Maybe I will get some inspiration as well, which is always a great thing. Thank you, Joanna. I really appreciated having you on the channel. I hope it's made a really good video for the viewers, and I hope everyone has enjoyed it. Also, if you've got any questions for Joanna, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'm sure she will come along and answer all of your queries.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for invitation. I hope to see you on my channel with exactly the same questions. So if you're wondering what Chris answered, please subscribe to my channel, Captain Chocolate Cake, and see you there soon.
Definitely, I will be on your channel as soon as possible. I'm going to get those questions recorded for you now, so we can get those on the channel as soon as possible and show your viewers as well. I'm really excited to do that video as well, so I cannot wait. As always, thank you everybody for watching. Please thank Joanna down in the comment section below, and as I said, let her know any questions or comments you've got. Also, check her out on Instagram and check her out on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe, because she is an absolutely great goldfish keeper based over in Ireland. As always, thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.